Hey you guys, so I've been walking in the park for about an hour and a part of me is like, don't post this, edit the heck out of it, sanitize it, but I don't think I'm going to. What I want to talk to you guys about is how you can help yourself break out of a cycle that you may feel you can't break out of. Hey guys, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a very, very long time. One I was not sure how to make, so forgive me if I ramble. I did not script this or any of that. I don't script any of my videos. A couple disclaimers. Number one, this is not medical advice. I'm not telling you or suggesting you do anything medical or any of that sort of thing. Number two, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to lay blame. And please remember that, I'm not here to judge you, I'm not here to lay blame. Number three, one of the great things about this channel is I don't cuss. Sometimes I slip up, but very rarely. And that's why a lot of you guys have the kids watch this channel, and I appreciate that. But this video is not appropriate for children, so if they are around, you might want to watch this later. So, June 27th of this year, I celebrated 4 years of sobriety. This is the first year of me being sober where I've had this channel. So I thought, why not make a video about something that's most important to me, like the most important thing to me in the world, well, besides my children, and that is health, music, creativity, and staying alive. I had a really bad drinking problem, you guys. I drank a lot and it was not good for me, and the fact that I'm still here is proof that God exists. I finally, after 4 years of it, got sick of it. Or, I'm sorry, 4 years ago, after many years of it, I got sick of it. I got sick of feeling like crap. I got sick of the anxiety. I got sick of the regret. I got sick of making bad decisions. I got sick of being on my knees and thanking God for giving me another day, and then going and doing it all over again. And I can tell you, I look back fondly at these last 4 years and could give two craps about alcohol ever, period. Now, I know a lot of you out there are struggling with alcohol, and I'm getting to the age where now I'm starting to lose people. I'm losing friends, I'm losing guys and bands that I used to, play shows with. And again, I'm not saying it's because of alcohol or drugs or any of that sort of thing. I'm just saying that I'm starting to lose people. And I think that had I not made a change in my life, I might not be making this video. So for me, alcohol was something I did a lot. I used to run a bar. Before I was at Chicago Music Exchange, I used to run this, I was a general manager of a bar. And so you do that math. That involved copious amounts of drinking almost every single night. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that in the 10 years I was there were 5 nights, five. In that entire time, I didn't have one drink, 5. And it got in the way of everything. I used to live here, I used to live in one of the suburbs, moved away, and then I came back to Chicago. And the reason I came back to Chicago decades ago was to play music, because I wanted to make music my career. I wanted to be a singer, a songwriter. I wanted to tour the world. I wanted a big Prevost bus. I wanted to be a big old fat rock star. That's what I wanted. Mainly because I wanted a bus. I love tour buses. I love tour buses. But that didn't happen. And I'm gonna tell you why. It didn't happen because I spent more time in bars than I did in my room writing songs. That's why it didn't happen. Thing about music is this. Music is not luck. A little bit of it is, but the most of it from what I've seen in my decades of being around it, is it's the people that wanted it the most and worked the hardest and treated it like it was a job, because that's how you make it. There are certain artists that I work with. They wake up at a certain time every single day, and they're at their studio at a certain time of day, and they write until a certain time of day. They have a whole process. They treat it the exact same way that I treat going to work, or that you treat going to work, because that's what you do if you want to be successful, even in a creative endeavor like music. I didn't get that memo, and I missed out on a lot. My old band had an opportunity, and it was a decent opportunity to be signed to a label that could have gotten us to another label, and I squandered it. I 100% squandered it. I 100% ruined it, killed it, because I was too busy drinking. I regret it, but I also feel like maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. I don't really know. I think I regret it more than anything. So the reason that I mention this to you guys is because I want you to understand that I'm not sitting here trying to preach to you and tell you that I'm better or I'm smarter or I know more and you just need to listen to me because I've got all the answers. Nope, that's not the truth at all, because I have failed so many times and I've made really stupid mistakes with alcohol. Really stupid mistakes, dumb. And that's why I quit it. And so my hope for you is that if you were in that situation and you feel like you're stuck, you're not stuck. You can get out of it. If you need help, there are plenty of resources. But the first thing you have to do, it's like they say, is just admit that you have a problem. Just admit it. And if you can do that and you can name it, you can then get to a point where you can start to come up with a solution on how to tame it and get rid of it. I would also say that if you're struggling with weight, you can 100% get it under control, and you don't have to feel like you gotta be Mr. or Mrs. Olympia. That's not what it is. You just gotta get up and move. Just go move. Go for a walk. After you eat, go for a walk. That's the best time to walk, you guys, after you eat. There are little tricks, little things that you can do. I mean, join a gym or get on a treadmill and just walk on the treadmill. As a matter of fact, you get better results walking on an incline on a treadmill than running. Or just go for a walk and be in nature the way I'm out in nature right now. Just doing this, walking for 15, 20 minutes would do you so much good. So I quit alcohol, and I'm so glad I did. But it didn't solve all the problems in my life, and it's not going to. You know, life is going to be full of all kinds of challenges. That is life. But the key is, how do you face those challenges? How do you address them? How do you react to them? That's the key. With alcohol, it made me so anxious. I was hungover. I had no coping skills because my body was just freaking out. That's why I had to get rid of it. But, there were still things that I needed to face in my life. And so one of the things that I really wanted to do is I really wanted to address mental health, and my mental health, and face the things that I haven't faced in my life. And that is why I chose to do ketamine. And that experience was incredible, and one that I'm so thankful that I did. The way that ketamine works is that, first of all, everyone's experience with ketamine is totally different. I did a total of 6 sessions, and each one of them was very different. Most of them were great. The second one was very, very scary and challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it was. So the way that ketamine works, I did physician-assisted ketamine, which means that you have, your therapist who you normally go to, or a therapist who walks you through your experience as you come out of it and kind of preps you for it in the beginning. That for me was clutch. I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. It was so valuable to have someone there. First session I did was magic, you guys. It made me realize the universe told me that its gift to me was music. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. Nobody knows who I am. I'm not famous, and I'm not ever gonna be famous. Not that that's what I aspire to anyhow, but music has been a part of me my entire life, just like it's probably been a part of your life your entire life, which is why you are here on this channel. But I felt a connection to the universe. I felt a spirituality to music. I felt a deeper connection with music than I've ever felt in my entire life, and it was beautiful. My second session was a lot more challenging, and I had to face things that I was not prepared to face and didn't even know I was going to face. Because the thing about ketamine is this, like, you have no idea. Ketamine tells you what you need to know. That's my experience of it. I'm a guy that doesn't drink. I don't do drugs. It scared the hell out of me, this whole idea of doing a psychedelic, essentially. It terrified me. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to go crazy or that sort of thing. And I'm so glad that I did it, because what it does is it allows for neuroplasticity. So it allows your brain, those parts of your brain that have been quiet, it wakens them up, and it allows you to start making connections, that you normally wouldn't have made. Now, it's not a silver bullet. Let's say a traumatic event happened. It may or may not just make that go away, but what it will do, at least in my experience, is help you make connections and understand it and be able to process it and face it. And more importantly, what it did for me and my challenges is it helped me name it. It helped me name it. There's this darkness that has traveled with me my entire life. And I saw it, and I faced it, and I didn't run away from it. And it popped up in my other sessions, but then it was so funny, because when I would see it, I would literally make jokes in my session and go, I know you, I know who you are. And now I'm not afraid of it anymore. Not afraid of it at all. Not afraid. And just the strength I got from that, was invaluable. So one of the things that one of the nurses told me, which was so helpful, she was like, if you're ever in a challenging situation, give yourself a mantra. And my mantra was, I am good, I am okay, I am protected. So anytime I saw the darkness, or anytime that, a challenging event came up, I would just repeat that. I am good, I am okay, I am protected. And it worked every single time. It was awesome. So the sessions, the way they work, you go to an office, a doctor's office. These people are all certified. It's just like going to any other doctor's office. And my therapist I would meet with her virtually, so my laptop would be there. And you get an IV. You're sitting in a really nice recliner, and you have these like blackout shades on, like sleeping shades, that block everything out. And then the sessions last about 40 to 45 minutes. And when you come out of it, you then meet with your therapist. And what I would do, and what I would do is I had a journal, and the second I came out of the session, I would just write. I would just start writing. And man, God, guys, the things that came out were amazing. The songs that came out, the music, like the understanding, it was just breathtaking, so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I wish everyone had this, especially anyone who's gone through like trauma or had troubled childhoods or any of that sort of thing, because it's not free, it's expensive, it's not covered under insurance. But what it did for me is I can safely say that what it did for me is it wiped out my anxiety entirely. Even though I've quit drinking, I've had anxiety my entire life, just horrible. You get that tight feeling in your chest, and then you get to the point where you can't, like if you get too worked up, you can't ever reset. You're just like screwed. Panic attacks, feeling like you're gonna have panic attacks all the time. Yeah, all the time. Anxiety, panic attacks, all that. And it's gone. It's gone. And what it did is it's allowed me to process a lot of things that, you know, I experienced in my life. And it's allowed me to make sense of them. And like I said, it's allowed me to name it. Now I can name it. Now I can go, for example, why do I get triggered by this? Why do I get triggered by this? Oh, the reason is because of da 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 da. You react this way because of this, this, and this. So it just put things, it organized things, you know, in my mind. Yeah, it was beautiful. So I did 6 sessions. And you can then go up for like follow-up sessions, booster sessions, or like, I don't know what they call them. Every place probably has a different name for it. And I'm gonna do it again. Because it does just give you like, man, you guys, I've never cried so hard in my life. I've never cried so hard in my life. Just, I mean, just the deepest, from the depths of your soul. And I needed it. And I'm so glad I did it. So that was the second part of healing myself. I had to get rid of the alcohol. You know, I had to get rid of that crap. And the next stage of my journey was going, all right, here's how I want to optimize my brain, myself, optimize my life. Here's how I just want to be a better person, man. Here's how I don't want to have anxiety and panic attacks, and you know, and feel like that's a part of being an artist. You know, like, you know, like you have to go through that to be an artist. That's crap. You don't. You can be a healthy, thriving, physically fit, mentally fit artist and still create beautiful art. Beautiful art. You don't have to be tortured and full of anxiety and trauma and all that junk. You don't need it. So, anyway, you guys, shoot. I've told you guys a lot. And a part of me is like, don't post this, edit the heck out of it, sanitize it. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna roll with it, because you know what? There's so much BS and crap in this life, and everybody, you know what it is? Something else that makes me really mad, and I gotta say this. You know these words, these phrases that these people use online, like do the work, your journey, what you know the words, like these like new phrases from these like people, they're not even certified. And I tell you what, I assure you they haven't done the work themselves. And I can tell you, oh, be present. Well, here, what does any of that mean? What does that mean? Be present, I was so confused by all that language. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, here's what I understand it to mean for me, okay? And hopefully this makes sense to you. Anxiety is fear of the future. Depression is fear of the past, or sadness from the past. Being present is being able to put those two things, you know, is being able to focus on what's in front of you without having to worry about those two things. I think that's what being present means. But it's just like, why couldn't someone tell me that instead of just using this stupid word because you want clicks? You know what I mean? It's just crap. So, anyway, sorry. All of this is to say this: I am not perfect. I've failed so many times. I've made so many mistakes. I've lost a lot. But I'm still here, and I still love this life, and I still love the world, and I love you, and I really do. And I want the best for everyone that I know. And you don't have to live a life that is, you know, full of sadness and despair. You know, you can live a beautiful life. You can live the life that you want to live. And it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, because nothing is ever perfect. Nothing ever will be. Nothing will ever be perfect. And why would you want it to be? But You don't have to feel like you're drowning. You don't have to feel like, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared. That's the biggest thing. As I know that feeling, oh my God, I know that feeling, you guys. I know that feeling of being scared. I know what it's like to have panic attacks. I understand it. It sucks. It's scary. You feel like all alone. There's beauty in the world. There's more beauty than there is anything else. You just gotta get up and go get it and go find it. All right, well, hey, I'm wishing you success, wishing you the best. And leave a comment like, hey man, maybe we've got a community here. Maybe we've got like, you know, what we got, like 3,000 plus people on this channel, something like that. I bet you some of those people have gone through some challenges, you know, probably are going through some challenges, probably would like to know that they're not alone, probably would like your encouragement. Why don't we just start helping each other, huh? I think that's exactly what we should do. All right, I love you. Bye.